What's up guys, Noah from Stage 3 Motorsports here, and today we're going to be showing you how to install this AWE dual rear exit kit for your F150. Now we're doing this on our 2020 5.0 F150, so obviously the sound clips at the end are going to be V8 sound clips, but the overall install is very similar if you're doing this on an EcoBoost truck as well. So you can still use this as a guide, just know that your sound clip is going to be different once you're done because that's V6 versus a V8. Now with that out of the way, this is our 2020 giveaway F150, so it's worth mentioning that this whole truck is going to be up for you guys to win. We're in the building stages of it now, but we'll have the link down below so you can get entered to win this thing once it's completely built, and I think it's going to be a really awesome giveaway, so make sure you check that out. With all that out of the way though, let's get right into this install. First things first, we need to remove these two bolts holding the exhaust flange to where it meets the back of the downpipe here. Now we're going to take a 15mm deep well socket to loosen up this clamp where the mid pipe meets the pipe starting into the muffler. So now we need to remove this front hanger by the muffler. We're going to also remove the hanger on the back of the muffler and the last one that's kind of up by the leaf spring. So all you need for that is a ratchet with a 10mm socket. It's worth noting before you remove this last screw holding the hanger, you want to make sure you've got the exhaust supported somewhere with a jack stand or a pull jack to keep it up, so that way once you pull this off it doesn't just come falling down on you. And turn that. So now coming back to the mid pipe that's coming off the resonator, you'll see there's like a welded tab here that you actually need to rotate around to separate the resonator and mid pipe from the muffler. So if we give this a twist now, with that clamp being loose, should be able to get that forward. And then we have the muffler and everything still kind of supported. We're just going to try and work this off so we can get the resonator out and then take the back half off. So as you can see here, I brought our factory resonator back up into place. At this point, if you have the AWE resonator, obviously that's the one you want to install. If you're doing the resback kit like we are, the axle back, however you want to call it, then you're going to reuse your factory resonator here, and you don't even typically have to remove it. It just is sometimes easier for installation. So now we're going to reinstall our factory hangers right back in the same positions where they were when we took them out. We'll start at the front and then we'll do the other two in the back that we pulled off previously. Now with the factory resonator, we're going to need to use this little adapter for the mid pipe to help that muffler fit properly since it's technically sized up to 3-inch. So this is going to slide into place on here, and it's just going to use the same factory clamp. So we've got our new AWE muffler here, and I put a clamp on the front of it just preemptively. So we're going to slide this into place with those factory hangers and then attach it to that mid pipe. Alrighty. Now before we tighten down the clamp that's connecting the mid pipe there to the muffler, we'll tighten down these two bolts holding the flange, so that way the resonator is nice and tight against the downpipe. To fully tighten down the clamps for this AWE kit, you just need a 9/16 deep well socket. Coming off the back of the muffler now, over the axle, we have another pipe that's gonna come down and split. So we just wanna put a clamp on this pipe, and it should slide right over, just like that. We'll get it straight up and down here. And then we can tighten that clamp up as well. So towards the back of the truck here on your frame, kind of where this heat shield is for the spare tire, you'll see there's two holes already cut out and a little triangle cut out. This is where that first new hanger is going to go for the exhaust. So you're going to have a bracket from AWE that you'll just need to run some bolts through. And this we can drop through the holes and pull it through just like that. Then we have a lock washer and a nut for each of the studs here. And we'll just put those on really loosely for now. Now with the nuts and the washers on here loosely, we can bring our hanger up into place. We're going to slide it behind those washers here, just like that. And then we can start tightening these nuts a bit. There we go. And with the hanger on, it should come down and have the hook pointing inwards towards the heat shield. So now we're going to take this pipe labeled C20 that's going to come around the leaf springs here, and we're going to get the hanger up through, but we also put a clamp on the back so it can attach to that little downpipe section. So we'll slide that in here, bring it up against the heat shield. There we go, and then push the hanger around that. All right, once you've got it through the hanger there, you just want to make sure that there's clearance to where this pipe isn't touching your leaf springs and they're not going to tap that as the truck flexes. Then from there, we can move our clamp up and tighten it down. So once you reach this point, you'll have this tip kind of pointed out behind the tire, and this is where you can make the choice on how you want this kit to exit, whether you want both tips coming out right here, kind of underneath the bedside, behind that tire, or you want it to come straight out the back underneath the bumper. Now on our kit, we're gonna do both out the back under the bumper, kind of like a Raptor style exhaust. So with that, you're gonna wanna grab this L-shaped pipe that should be labeled C23 and put a clamp on it, and that's gonna redirect the exhaust out the back here in kind of a nice wide pattern. If you don't do that, then you're gonna have another section that's gonna attach here where you can put the tip on, so that way it just comes straight out at an angle. Moving from the passenger side to the driver's side of the truck, we've got another section of the frame here behind where your shock is, where you're gonna have two more holes with another triangle cutout. This is where the other hanger is gonna go for the side of the exhaust that wraps over here. So we're gonna take this same bracket like we had on the other side, and just weave it back through these holes. All right, now that we have the bracket on, we'll bring our hanger up just like on the other side. We're gonna slide that into place with the washers and the nuts on the front of it here. And then we can tighten these down. Go ahead and grab C19 now, and we're gonna get this set up. This is the one that's gonna wrap around your spare tire, or where it would be. Obviously I've removed it. We're gonna get it positioned so I can try and get the hanger through the rubber. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're gonna take this last little bended pipe right for the end to get this section pointed out by the bumper. And I've got a clamp on it already, so slide it on here, and then we can get this tightened down. The last thing we have to add to the end of these pipes is obviously our new black tips. So when you put these on, they do have a logo that goes towards the top to kind of help you orient it, and then you're gonna want to put the clamp towards the very edge of that. So we'll slide this on here, kind of get it roughly in place, then I'll tighten that down and do the same thing on the other side. One of the very last things we have to do here is these little lock collars that go on the end of the hangers for the exhaust. They're basically just to prevent this from wiggling off, or if the exhaust is shaking off-road, keeping it from sliding out. So you'll get 2 for each side here and a little Allen key to put them on. All right, guys, so that is a wrap on the install for this AWE exhaust. The one last thing I'll say is once you've gotten through and you're happy with how your tips are placed, you know, we've got good clearance here, it's sitting pretty even. You just want to make sure that you retighten all of your clamps and just double check them, because sometimes if there's a loose clamp somewhere, it'll kind of rattle and your exhaust will fall out of alignment and you'll get a weird look. So I went back and retightened it all, but just check those clamps out before you do. Now, with that being said, if you're looking to pick up one of these AWE kits for your truck, you can head down in the description below, click that link. It's going to shoot you over to our website so you can take a look at those. And we'll also have a link down there for you to check out the giveaway so you can get entered to win this whole truck, because we're still in the building phase, but this thing is going to be loaded by the time we give it away. So definitely make sure you take a look at that as well, and I will see you guys next time.